Hello everybody, welcome to Laney's Beads and Bliss. I'm Laney, and you know guys, today I'm feeling green again. I did that St. Patty's Day video with all that green, and it got me to thinking, you really love green, Laney, so why don't you make some more green stuff? So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going into my stash, and we are going to make a necklace and bracelets that are green. Okay, now the necklace is a standalone piece, and our bracelet is a standalone piece. I might do some earrings to go with them, but because when I went to Hobby Lobby, I got a big old bundle. It was $8.99. I got that big old bundle of beads, and guys, I separated them out, and this is what I ended up with. And there are some really cool beads in that box. If I could get it open, that would be great. Let's see. I've got this baby. Damn. It is chock full. Ouch. Sorry. Okay. So I just wanted to show you guys these beads. Okay. So they came, there were all kinds of shapes, all kinds of colors, all kinds of things in there. So I'm just going to show you a few because there was a lot of cool stuff in there. They had these beads in there. These make a nice focal in a piece. There were those. We had several kinds of clear beads that we got in that mix. Just some regular rounds and some different sizes. But what I was most impressed by, guys, was all of these shapes. So we got different shapes within that box. So let me just show you a few so you can see what I'm talking about. So I kind of separated them by color, as you can see. I tried to keep the colors together, but when I was looking through, I found all these different shapes. Look at these. So we've got these square looking beads, these ones that look like little diamonds, right? There's some just random beads in here, pretty colors, but I like this kind of stuff because it makes for interesting pieces. So I found some in the green that I'm going to use in the project, and I'll show you those when we get to it. But this was a good little mix for $8.99. There's a lot of stuff in here that you could use to make different things. We got these teardrops. These round ones. Look at that one. That one's interesting. That almost, I don't know. It's just cool. I love it. Like that one. That one's cool. It's round, but it's got raised edges on it. Make a nice something or other. Got some of these little square ones like that. So that's what kind of came in that mix in that color. We have some black beads. Look at these. They're all different shapes, y'all. All different sizes. Ooh, that looks kind of like a smoky gray or something, but black. And we got, and we got this one. And these are all glass beads, you guys. Okay. Neato, right? And I was trying to find all the places to put them, and I was able to get them all in one for all intents and purposes. I did. There were a bunch of little ones, so I just put them all in one side of one of these containers. But these will make good spacers in between these beads and different things because they're all the colors. You can make some cool boho looking jewelry with these beads. And you really have to use your creativity because they're all different shapes. None of them are really the same. I did find a few that were the same in some of the colors, but for all intents and purposes, they're all kind of different. These yellow ones, I am definitely going to make something with these because these look like sunshine. These beads are just fabulous with the shapes. This one is the only one that I've got of this color, so I stuck it in with the yellow, but the rest of them are kind of this sunshiny kind of yellow. I like it. Look at this one. What the world am I going to do with that? I don't know, but I'm going to figure it out. Watch and see what I tell you. I'm going to make something cute with that, with those beads right there. And, you know, spring and summer is coming, so the time is now. The time is now. We're going to do this. We got some of these red beads. I put them in 2 containers. I found some that were the same, but these are kind of all different. There's only one like that. There's one that color, but see, it's different. I love it. So I thought it was interesting. So I found some green beads in here that I really want to use. Okay. So I'll show you that in just a minute. So let me get this out of the way. All right. But also, you guys, I had found this piece. I believe that I got these. I got 3 or 4 of these different. They're glass, but they look really cool. And I got 3 or 4 of these in different colors, but this one was broken. So I fixed it. Okay. So if you can see, there's a whole big crack right there. I put some glue on it and I fixed it, but we're going to cover that up. Yes, because you can see I have started. We're going to make us a bail on here, and we're going to wrap it all the way around the broken part. You won't even be able to see it. And if it breaks or something like that, it's still not going to come off because it's going to be secure. Yeah. Now, of course, I wouldn't sell this. I'm just making this for myself. But I think it's pretty cool that we can do things like that, make things for ourselves, you know, out of materials that we normally wouldn't be able to use otherwise. Right? Waste not, want not. That's what my grandma said. Waste not, want not. Alright, guys, we're going to take a piece of 20 gauge wire and we're going to put it right in here. Okay, I'm going to show you how to start if you want to make a bail. Okay, so we want this to be the front. So we're just going to bend up our wire. Okay, bring this back part up, bring it over, bring this, and then we can straighten this right back up. And we will turn this piece so that this piece is going to be the beginning of our wrap. And this wire is hitting the camera. I am so sorry. It's a long piece. Okay. So we'll just do like 3 wraps here. And then what we're going to do, once we get this completed, is we're going to make our bail. And this is a piece of wire that I had already cut. We're not going to need all of this because I'm going to use a little smaller wire. I'm going to use some 22 gauge and I'm going to add it in, and then we're going to wrap it all the way around our little break that we had. Remember, we had a break. So okay, so we've got our bail started. I'm going to take my bail making pliers and we're going to make a bail. We don't want it too big because we're going to be stringing some beads along with this baby too. Alright, so we'll just turn it over like so, flip our pliers, and then bring it right back over the top, just like we're making a wrap loop. Okay, so then we just bring it on around. Like so. And we've got our loop started. So we'll hold on right here. And we're just going to wrap until we meet our other wraps. And guys, this can get a little bit fiddly. This 20 gauge wire is kind of hard. Okay, we just want to make sure that we have it straight as we can. Come around, and right here is where we meet. Okay, see if we can squeeze that up a little bit. Okay, we'll pull that right down in there. Okay, so that's what we've got. Got our little wrap. Okay. Bring it on to the back and we'll cut it off back here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in another piece of wire, because we then need to wrap all the way down here past our crack. I'm probably going to wrap it this far. Let's see if we can get this to work, you guys. I'm going to get it as straight as I can. Okay, so that's what we've got. Alright, so now I'm going to take some 22 gauge wire. I'm going to get a big old long piece, y'all, because wire wrapping sometimes takes lots and lots of wire, and we have to make sure that we have enough to get down here past our crack. So I'm just going to take, well, you know what, I might be able to actually just leave it on the spool. Let's try it that way, and then we're not really wasting anything. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so I am going to start right about here. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get me a couple wraps just to get this attached here. There's one. And two. Now we're going to come back here in just a moment, and we're going to wrap back up all the way to the top, so we're not going to see these really underneath, but these ones underneath are going to determine what the ones on the outside look like. So we want to try to get it as close as we can. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. Go ahead and mash that down. So from here, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping. We're going to cover up our bail, and we're going to try to stay right on the outside of those wraps we just made. I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I hope that you guys know we're going to have some fun doing this project. Haha! Yes, we are. Alright. So I'm going to keep going. Now this is 22 gauge wire. It is a little less thin than our 20 gauge wire. But what I'm doing, as you can see, is I'm trying to stay on the outside of the last piece of wire that I wrapped. Now this is an irregular shaped pendant. So we're just going with the curves that are already here. Okay, see how I'm staying on the outside. And we're just taking it around. I am still on my spool over here. And we wouldn't have had nearly enough if I had cut off what I had. So it's best to just leave it on there until you get to where you need to cut it. Okay, and we're going to try to keep these as neat as we can so it looks beautiful. And just keep going around. Like so. You see I've got my finger here on it, guiding it around. Trying to keep it from going loco, you know. This is where we find our bliss, guys. This is where we can be just quiet and make stuff. Okay, I've still got it. And we're just going to keep going around. And this is going to be like a beautiful, like, accent on this green bead. Or a green pendant, whatever you'd like to call it. And guys, I think it's not glass. I think this is some kind of stone that actually comes out of the ground, but don't ask me what it is. Because I think I got these from like Temu 100 years ago. Well, not 100 years ago, but a long time ago. Okay, so we're getting to where our crack is. We'll keep this going. If it gets wonky. And we can fix that here shortly. But see, because there's this crack in here, it's going in here, so it's going to make it look a little different. But maybe we can make a little accoutrement or something to cover that up. You know? We'll see what happens when we get there. Okay, so we're almost to our crack, but we still got a little ways to go. Because we don't want to see it. We don't want to see the crack. Now this is going to be my front. This is going to be the back. And once we get past our crack, then that's when we can go back and secure this. All right, so we're almost at our crack. I think about one more wrap will do it. Maybe one more, just to be safe. Okay. So there we go. So now what I'm going to do, I am going to go ahead and cut this, because this is where we're going to turn it up, take it up here, and we're going to finish wrapping it around, and that will be secure. Okay, so let me go ahead and cut this. I'm going to cut it out here just to give myself enough. Okay, so let's just fiddle with this for a minute. See if we can get things lined out like we want. And some of these bunched up a little bit because we have this crack right here. But you know, that's okay, because that makes it unique, right? And actually, I think I'm gonna go one more. One more. So we're at the back, and right here in the center is where we want to turn this up. So I'm just going to grab it right here and turn it up just like that. So now this is what we're looking like. Okay, and then I'm just going to, let's see, how do I want to do this? Do I want to go this way? Or do I want to go this way? I think we'll go this way. Okay, so we're just going to come to the very base here, and we're going to wrap around, trying to keep it as neat as we can. So let's bring that right back here. And we can go ahead and cut that off, and we will try to put it in so that there's no sticky outy bits. Okay, so I'm going to take my little pliers here, my small nose pliers, and Laney's going to put her glasses on, because you know what happens when we do little things. Alright, I need to be able to see that. Okay, so we are just going to bring it around like so. Tuck it in. Alright, I don't feel anything. Let's see if we can straighten this out a little bit. It got a little bit jumbled up. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. What y'all think? Pretty? Yes. Okay. Alright, so now that we've got that done, we can now put the rest of our necklace together. I'm going to show you what I'm working with. So, this is what I'm working with. Woohoo! I hid that from y'all, didn't I? Okay, so here is our focal piece, and this is one side of our necklace. Guys, you know me. I did half of it already so that it wouldn't take us forever, but this wrapping this took 45 minutes. So here's our one side, and this is the pattern that I used. So guys, I found these cute green beads in that mix. This is got a unique shape. Look at it. It's got a unique shape. I like it. These little beads here came out of the bargain bead box. They look like those little pumpkin beads, I guess. Okay. I also used some gold spacer beads, and then some flat gold spacer beads like that. Okay. So then I have one of our little pumpkins on each side of our green with one of these. And then I moved into these beads right here. These ones right here came out of that mix. I just love that color. So I used a spacer bead, a daisy spacer, and there is a little bead cap on this bead. These beads came out of Gina's box. Okay, Gina's unboxing, which is now part of my stash. Okay, so I put the daisy spacer bead cap, daisy spacer. All right, and then another one of these. So this is this little station right here. Then another little one of these pumpkin beads. What did I call it? Did I call it something else? It's a pumpkin bead. That's what we'll say. And then one of these. And then I just went through the pattern. Now, because I only had a few, I only have 4 of these like this that were similar in size. I made these part of the focal that's going to be down here near our pendant. So I just used one little fire polish bead in this dark green color just to separate out this part from this part. I did use these little ones came in there as well. These little beads right here, these came from, these are fire polish from Dollar Bead Box. Okay, and they're real cute. They're green, like a light green, but it's got a dark green speckling on it. I like that. I thought those were cute. Okay, and then I just went through with one more of those because I only had 4, right? So I had to put my brain power on and think of how I wanted to put this thing together. And then here at the end, I have one more fire polish in another green color, but it's similar to this color, and that's how we're going to end this out. Okay, so we're going to string this up together. I'm going to try to follow my pattern. Okay, so we'll put on our pendant. So this side is going to be our front, and let me get this down just a little bit because it's sticking up too much for my liking. Okay, that's good. All right, so we put this on. So now we can continue stringing our pattern. All right, so first things first, I had a little spacer bead, one of my little pumpkin beads, another little spacer, and these are the little flat ones, you guys. Super cute. They got little facets on the edge. They just give them a little bit of shine, a little bit of sheen. All right, so we'll put that one on there. Now we come into our green beads. Now for these green beads, there does appear to be a fatter end. So I put the fatter end going that way on this first one, and then on this one I put the fatter end going towards it. So let's go ahead and put that on. Alright, so now we have one of our little spacer beads, our pumpkin. So now we're at our daisy spacer. So these beads right here, I put the fat end this way, and then I have these that are going to be facing each other with our blue one in between. So we've got this next to our daisy spacer. On this side we've got another daisy spacer. Now you guys might think this is a waste, but you can see this little gold piece between that bead and that spacer, and it was just, you know, just to give it a little something extra. See, you see how you can see that? See how that fits together right there? Yep. All right, so now our other bead cap. That's a little 4mm bead cap, and then another daisy spacer. Okay, so now we're putting this other bead with the skinny end towards the other one, like so. Okay, and then we have our little pumpkin. Well, we got to put on our daisy spacer. We have our little pumpkin bead, one of these little rondelle spacers, and then our other green one. Okay, now you'll see this one's not exactly the same size, however it still works. Okay, just gives it a little character. Alright, so now around this bead we have these. We're going to do our little pumpkin, our daisy spacer, our little green bead. So now we're going to do our other daisy spacer, and then we're going to put our blue green bead in there. It's got blue and it's got green in it, guys. That's why I picked it. I thought it was a nice offset, and it gave it just a little bit of color. Okay, and then our bead cap, another daisy spacer, bead, a bead cap. No, not a bead cap. Alright, so here's where we are. Okay, so now from here we've got our other little green bead, and this just on there by itself. And then we've got our little fire polishes. Look at those. So cute. Okay, so we're going to do a fire polish and one of our little bean looking, I say these look like beans, another one of our little fire polish. Okay, and then we're just going to run up through the rest of this. Daisy spacer, bead cap, bead cap, and on these guys I used these little flower bead caps once we transitioned to the back. The little flower bead caps, they're cute. Okay, so we got us another daisy spacer. And then, what did we have? We had our pumpkin. Wait a minute, something's amiss. Hold on, let me get this together. Oh yeah, so now we've got our fire polish again. And our other little bean bead. One more fire polish. That's trying to be difficult. Okay, there we go. Our daisy spacer. Little bead caps, 4mm little flower bead caps. I didn't want anything really big because we got those big daisy spacers in there. And this one has got a piece of plastic on it. There we go. Okay. Alright, and we're finishing out with one of our little pumpkin beads. And we've got our bead cap and our fire polish in that little bit different color, but it matches these. Doesn't that match that very well? Yep. And then another little bead cap on that one. And then we've got our little pumpkin bead and our green, our ball. Alright, so guys, this is what we're looking like. What do you think? Cute? Yes. Alright, so now all we need to do is finish it up. So I'm going to grab some crimp tubes. Okay. And we need some clamshell connectors. Okay, and we'll put this together. We may or may not need chain. I'm going to look and see what our length is. Usually I try to do that first, but you know, we're just playing and having a little fun today. Laney just got inspired. Alright, so just leave just a little bit of space and we'll smash that one. Boy, that was a tough one. Alright, so now we can close this up. is trying to be difficult and not close right. See if I can reposition. Once you get these things closed wrong, they're hard to get back right. But there's enough in there that our jump ring will hang through there. Let's just get it as close as we can. And this will be for me, guys, so, you know. Alright. So now we've got that, but we don't want stiffness. So we're going to roll it up a little bit. Make sure everything is pulled down. Okay. Ooh, that'd make a cute bracelet too, wouldn't it? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Alright, so we'll put on our clamshell. And our crimp tube. Alright, we got our soft flex beading wire that we're using in medium. And my camera just turned off. And I don't know where it was when it stopped recording, but hopefully you didn't miss anything. It doesn't beep, it doesn't do anything, it just cuts itself off. Okay, so there we go. Now all we need to do, let me check the length on this baby. And that's about right. It's going to, once we get our jump rings on and everything, this pendant is going to hang about right between the girls. Yeah. Let's see it again. Yep. Okay, so there we go. We got that. Now we need to get us some jump rings. I've got lobster claw over here. Let me remove some of this debris off of my mat. We could put a different kind of closure on here, but I do think that I do want a piece of chain on this as a extender chain. So let's get our jump ring. So let's see, I think I'll go with these regular sized ones. We'll use a couple of those. I'll just leave out a couple extra because I'm gonna be doing some other stuff too. This is just a bead along with me, you guys. You are just here with me, watching Laney's brain work. Trying to figure things out, y'all. Alright. I just thought this was so pretty. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put on our jump ring here. We're going to put, okay, so this is going to be the side that's on the right because this is going to be our front. So I'm going to put my lobster claw over there. And then we'll get out a piece of chain for a little lead. In case you want to wear it a little bit longer, you can. Do that. Do it like that. That on the outside. Alright. So for our chain, let's see if there's something in here we can use. I think maybe that, or guys, we could use this pretty chain that came in the bead box that's got the hearts on it. Yeah, that would work. That'll fit nicely. Yep. Okay, let's do that. So we're just gonna put a little extender chain on here. probably about that long. And then we can put a dangle on the back, and that'll hang down the back of your neck. Like if you have your hair up or something like that, that'd be cool. You'll be able to see this hanging down in the back. Okay, that one little heart. We're gonna lose it, but that's okay. Alright, so we'll put our extender chain on here. But we also have it that we can, you know, just hook our lobster claw to that jump ring if we want. Okay, so let me see something cute maybe that I could make a little dangle with. Or maybe I have something in my dangle box. Let me see. I got lots and lots of charms, you guys. Lots and lots of charms. See that? Alright, so let me just set this over to the side here for a second. We'll see what we've got in here that we could use for a little charm on the end. Okay. So I kind of have these broken up into silver and gold and bronze and all the things, but I've got a lot of charms. This is cute, but it's kind of heavy. I don't want that hanging on the back of my neck. These little honeycombs. Cute. I'm gonna do some bee stuff with that. Gold. You know what? How about peace and love? How about that? We'll have a little peace. We all need a little peace in our lives, don't we? That's why we make jewelry, to find our bliss and have peace. And all the, yeah. I like it. Yes. Okay. So we will just take, let me get a little smaller jump ring now because I don't want this little tiny thing on a big old jump ring. So we'll get a little bit smaller one. But this does have kind of a fat clasp on it. I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna try to use one of these. That might work. Alright. Guys, some days the struggle is real. But at the end of the day, I still just love it because I love making jewelry and I love figuring things out. Okay, that'll work. Put that right on there like so. And it's the same on both sides, so it doesn't matter how we put it on there. If it was one-sided, we'd have to make some decisions. But as it is, and Laney likes using, you know, things that she doesn't have to make too many decisions. Yes. Okay, so here is our little necklace. What do we think, guys? You like it? I know you guys will let me know in the comments. I love these green beads. They are so cool. So cool. And we got our big old wrapped up pendant here for our focal. And I'll put her on a bust so you guys can see her. Now, I don't have any more beads like these to make earrings. So maybe, just maybe, I'll find a couple of fire polish or something and make a pair of earrings to go with this. I'd like to know what you guys would make. What kind of earrings would you guys make? Would you use these blue beads, maybe? The ones with the blue and the green and the gold and all that fun stuff on there. These are the bench beads that are painted. But they do have some green in it. That's why I thought they would be cool. Yep. Alright. So that is project number 1. Okay. Alright. So we'll put this one over here. Kind of out of the way. And I'm going to show you the next thing that I was thinking about. since we're on this green kick, you know. I had this donut pendant, right? And I had some green leather. So I thought, well, why don't we just make us a little leather necklace? Okay. So basically, I'll just show you how I put this on here. But before I do that, I wanted to show you one other thing. Because this came in the bargain bead box, and it came with this little puppy right here. So I think what we ought to do is glue this on here, or maybe we can just leave it hanging. Let's see what happens if we just leave it hanging on there. So if we put our leather cord through here, and let me see, I got about say about 14 inches of this. So basically all I did was fold it into the middle, okay. And then I put the loop through the middle, but I want to leave that on there and see what that does. So we put this right through the middle. All right, Laney, come on here now. So we put that right there like that, and we can put our other pieces through our loop. And just tighten it up just like that. Ooh, that's cute. But I don't like necessarily that it's moving around like that, but that's real pretty. I think I want to glue it down. Yeah, I want to glue it down. So, well, let me go ahead and show you how to finish it. I'll glue it down, okay? So this is what that's going to look like. But remember, I'm going to glue it down. Okay, so how are we going to get this to be together so that we can put a jump ring and so that we can hang it around our neck? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I have these little things that go on the end of cord. And let's see what we've got here. I have some bigger ones and I have some smaller ones. Let me see if this size will fit. So see, that's just a little bit too big. That's gonna be too much movement for me. So let me see if I have one that's a little bit smaller. Y'all like my chime doorbell? Let me turn on my do not disturb. Goodness gracious. Okay. All right, so let's look and see. Now, the other thing that I did is I had these two little silver beads. So this one is a large hole bead, as you can see, and it's silver. It's got some real ornate looking stuff on there. I think it's cute. And then one of these little lantern spacer beads. Okay, it's got some spikes on it or something. Looks real cool. So what I did was I went ahead and I put this bead on first. Okay, so it looks like this. So just to cover up our little area right there. Okay, and then I did this one. It has a pretty decent size hole as well. So I just ran that right down on top. So that's what we're looking like. That is super cute, y'all. I love it. Okay. Now, it appears that my leather has gotten off to different sizes, but I'll go ahead and cut that off because we can also extend this, you guys. Let's see if we can cut it with my nippers here. Yep. Okay. So now we've got our same size. So let me see if I can find those. Okay. Well, tell you what. I have these. Let's see if we can get these to work. So these are also used around like leather, or you can use them on cord, like waxed cord. But if we put this on here, this is the way this works. So let me flip this over because I do want these going towards the back. So if we put our stuff in there, we could put a little bit of glue in there to be safe. But all you have to do once you have it on there is to just start closing it down. So you get one side closed down like so. Okay, and then you can come around to the other side and close it down around, and then smash it down there. Okay, so that is pretty much attached. Just gonna smash it good. And like I said, if you wanted to, you could put like some E6000 or some kind of jewelry glue like this, jewelry glue and metal glue. This is the Aleene's brand. I have E6000 jewelry and bead. I also got, the other day when we went to Hobby Lobby, I did get me another thing of the GS Hypo Cement, which will work as well. Alright, so now we're just going to do our other side. So we'll just put that in there like so. Alright, and then we smash down one side to get it going. Okay, and then we're just going to smash down this other side to close it out. Smash it down. Okay, so that's what we're looking like. Okay, I love this green. I love the green. And this bead is on here pretty tight, so it's not going anywhere. But I did cross over back here. That's why my stuff ended up being different size, but it's okay. So now we just need us a couple jump rings. And we could need us a lobster no, not lobster. Yeah, lobster. For our clasp. Okay, so we will just, we're going to put this one over here because this is going to be the one that our lobster clasp is going to clasp onto. Okay, and then on this side we'll just use another little jump ring, little regular size jump ring, to add our lobster claw. And guys, as I said, you are able to put a piece of extender chain over here if you would like, so you can make it the length to fit your neck. And of course you're going to cut your leather the same way to length for your neck. Now my neck is little, y'all, and I like little short necklaces because I don't wear a lot of low cut stuff, but whatever I'm wearing, folks will be able to see it. Alright, so let me check the length on this one for myself. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. Alright, and I will put this on a bust so you guys can see it. But there's our cute little leather necklace with our donut and our beads. Yes. What do you guys think about this one? You like it? Would you wear it? I'm definitely going to wear it. I like it. I don't have any jewelry that has like leather on it. I think that's just the coolest thing since sliced bread, y'all. Oh, this is my first time working with the leather. I've had this leather sitting over here staring at me saying, Laney, please use me. Laney, please use me. So I said, all right. So I made this little piece with that. Okay. All right. So here's piece number 2. All right. We'll set that to the side. And guys, we are going to make one more thing. We're going to make us a little bracelet. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I already have this strung up, but I'll show you how I made it. Okay. So I was still keeping with that green theme, y'all. All right, so let's take these apart because technically it could be 2 bracelets, but I think we're going to try to make it 1. I think we've got it to where we can make it as 1 bracelet, but I'll show you what I used. Okay. So on this one, I just love these little beads right here. These are table cut, right? And they got that coating on the outside edge. I just love those. I think they're so pretty. But I also use some of these little pumpkin beads. They have come in handy, y'all. They've come in handy. And this is just a little, it's like a bead cage, okay? So your bead sits right in here. So let me show you how you put these things on here. Okay, so I got a little daisy spacer here on the end, but I'll take one of these off so you can see how to do it. So first things first, we have to take our little bead cage thing, we'll put our wire up through, put it all the way up through, and then we're going to put our bead on. Okay, we'll let that fall down in there, and we're going to hold it because we have to pull this wire back down through so that we can put it back in our hole. Okay, and that's all you have to do to use those, you guys. Fun, 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 cool, cool, cool. All right, so let me show you what all I used. Let me bead bug this before it is in the floor, y'all. It will be in the floor. All right, so I used 3 of these with a daisy spacer in between. Oh, look at that. I don't have my daisy spacer in between there. I'll fix it. It just so happens that I have my daisy spacers right here. So I use these little antique gold ones. These are 4mm too. Or as well, I guess I should say, if I want to be grammatically correct. And I have to be grammatically correct because I got teachers watching me, y'all. I just found out. We got teachers in our audience. I love it. Alright, there's our little daisy spacer. So we'll put our bead cage back on here. We'll put our bead back on. Hold it so that it doesn't move and so that the hole stays where it's supposed to be. And we're just going to then push that right back up through. Okay. And we'll put our daisy spacer back on. Okay. So then, guys, I have my daisy spacer, and I have some of these little green Heishi beads that I've been using. The little green ones came in the bargain bead box, along with almost everything else I have, you know. And this was that in that pack of rondelle beads that I showed you guys. This one right here. These came from Hobby Lobby. I showed them to you. Love them. Okay. So I use some of those throughout. So I have one of these rondelles, and then around my little Picasso. This is Picasso. That's the word I was trying to think of. These Picasso table cut check glass. Yes. Alright, so I got one of those and a rondelle in between each one, and I'm using 3. Okay, then I went to the other side, put my rondelle, I've got my little Heishi beads. And I think I got all my daisy spacers. Nope, I didn't put one on that side either. How about that? Okay, Laney. Okay, so put our little bead thing on here. Bring that wire up through. Catch our bead. Put it back in there and hold it so that hole is going straight up. And right back up through. And we'll put our little daisy spacer right back on there. And that is this strand, you guys. What do you think? You like the colors? I do. Alright, so that's that one. Now for this one, these beads right here I've had for a long time. These are so cute. I don't even know what kind of beads they technically are, but look at them. They got the color in the middle, and then they got that gold little shimmer looking stuff on the outside. I just love them. They're not pinch beads. I don't know what they're called though. But I also have these little gold spacers that look like the nuts, you know, like a nut and bolt. These are some green crystals that came in bargain bead box. I also have in here these little spacers. I want to say I got these at Hobby Lobby. These little spacers, they're cute. And this is like a 4-leaf clover little flat bead. Okay, so I have one of these spacers on each side of it. 3 more of these, and that's my pattern for this bracelet. Cute. And this bracelet could stand alone, and so could this one. But I thought, well, why not? Let's put them together. Okay, and we can have a double strand. What do you think? You think that all goes together? You know, I think so. But you know, everybody has their own opinion. Okay. So, what we need to do now is I'm going to put a clamshell connector on each one, and then we're going to connect our clamshells as per usual. Now guys, there are other ways to do this, but this is the way that we're doing it today, you know. Alright, I got a couple jump rings here, and I need some more of my little crepe tubes. I'm gonna need 4. Okay, so we should be good to go now. So we can put these puppies together. Alright, clamshell. Now this time, guys, I am using the 7-strand wire. Alright, so we got this side done. Okay, we've got our clamshell and our crimp tube under there. So now, just need to smash that down. We don't want a lot of space, but we don't want it to be all mashed up either. Want there to be a little breathing room. So now we can go ahead and smash that. Oh, see, I got too far. I wasn't holding it right. But if I need to, I can remake this. It's no big deal. Okay. We can remake everything. I know, guys, it's a lot of work, you know, making this jewelry and all this kind of stuff, but if we need to remake it, we need to remake it, because look what we got here. We got us some air in there. That's too much. Let me see. I'm gonna try something, y'all. Woo. I'll go ahead and cut this off and see if I can get another one on there. Wait, before I do that, let me open this up good. Alright. I'll cut that off. And we'll put another one right back on there. Okay. Let's cut this little snip off here. Aha. Perfect. See, that was easy. We hit the easy button on that one anyway. Alright. So, see, we still got a little movement in there. It's not too stiff. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing to our other side here. Okay, they should be about the same length. That's what I was going for. Yep. Alright, let me bug this side so my stuff don't fall off. Put our clamshell on. Go ahead and put on our crimp. And I'm going to need to get another one out because I had to use an extra one, y'all. Okay, let's close this up. All right, we'll do this side. Oh, I need my crimp too. And then you guys, after I get finished with this, I have to go do hair. My grandson is worse than any teenage girl. He's got to get his hair braided. And I have to do it. But I don't mind. He's so cute, y'all. My goodness. To be 14 again. He's trying to get a job. And he was really, really wanting to work at Chick-fil-A. Here where we live, and he was calling them and he asked if they hired 14-year-olds, and the guy was like no, and he was heartbroken. Yesterday I took him out to the store to get him a little outfit to do interview in, if you know, in case he got an interview. Oh, he was so upset. But I said, honey, stay a kid as long as you can. You don't really have to work right now. Mama and Granddad take care of you. Alright, let me make sure I'm talking. Let me make sure that we got us a little space. A little space, a little space. But not too much. We don't want what happened last time to happen again. You know? Alright. I'm going to go ahead and smash that right there. Smash it. Okay. So, in any case, I think he wants to move to go live with his dad. And I'm heartbroken because we've had him since he was 7 years old. And I'll tell y'all sometime why that was. But not today. You gotta keep watching to find out. Alright. So we've got these two together. So now we can put on our jump rings. Which will make this a double strand bracelet. And I've told you guys before, I'm not all that crazy about double, triples, you know, all that kind of stuff like that. But I do like to make them. I don't like to wear them that much, but I like to make them. Alright. So, you got that. And I'm thinking maybe even that I might want to do a different kind of clasp on this. Let's see. I think we can go with the lobster for now. But you can use any kind of clasp on it that you want. If you have a nice toggle clasp or something like that, that would work too. Or you could even, you know, figure out a way to put a button on there. I didn't work it out that far ahead, y'all. I had this design, and I was crazy about those green beads and stuff, you know, when I did St. Patty's Day video. So I'm just going with the theme. Alright guys, so here's our bracelet. Is she cute? I like her. Alright, so you know what? I think I might put one more jump ring on here. Let's see. Cause see, this is the bracelet that I made last time with that one cool bead and those half beads that I showed you guys in Hobby Lobby. Yeah. And I'm never gonna be able to get this on, y'all. Let me try though. Let me try. Give me 20 minutes. I'll be right back. Hold on. Alright guys, there she is. What do you think? Cute? It's got some little elements in it. I think she's cute. I definitely wear it. She even kind of goes with our other one, doesn't she? Cute. Alright you guys, so here's our 3 little projects. We have our pretty pendant that we wrapped all this beautiful gold wire around, and we used our beads from our bead mix. Yes, and I know you guys will let me know in the comments if you think she's pretty or not. Yes, and I want to know if you would wear it. And we've got our little dangle here on the back with some peace and love, because we all need that, right? Especially nowadays. Yes, peace and love. We have our little bracelet with our little bead cage things. And our Picasso beads, table cut Picasso check glass beads. Our rondelle beads and our little Haitian beads. Our little cute bracelet. And we have our final project, which was our donut, right? With our little silver beads and our little silver thing. And I'm probably going to take this apart and glue this down, but I will be wearing this. This is so cute. With our leather cord that we put our little cord ends on. And we have it all ready to roll. Yes, and we could, like I said, put a little piece of extender chain on here. But guys, you know, as always, I want to thank you for being here with me. You guys are awesome. I love hearing from you in the comments. And you guys, go get you some merch. Go get you you know, one of Laney's Bliss Beauty's beading journals, right? And it helps support the channel, and I always appreciate you guys. You being here is just enough, but there's, you know, there's some other things that I feel will be helpful for you guys, and I'll let you know about them. So again, thank you for being with me, and as always, find your bliss right here on the bead mat, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.